right. Yeah. I had a little bit of a nosebleed like a minute or so ago. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna check it in a moment, see if it stopped bleeding. Hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. I feel like I feel a little nasally, obviously, because my nose was just bleeding. Anyway, hopefully everybody's doing all right. I'll be right back. Okay. Nose stop bleeding. And it's time to make my drink. All right, can you guys hear me okay? Let's see, who do we have on? Victor is here. Marcus is here. Marcus is here. Fatners, what's going on? Marcus is here. And Jimmy is here. How you doing this evening, guys? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Dale is here. How you doing this evening? All right, let me go ahead and make sure that the live stream is all right. Pull it up on my laptop. Joe says he's good. Well, I'm glad to hear. You are doing well. You are doing well. All right, perfect. Goodness. It's been a day, y'all. It's been a day. Oh, man. All right, let's see. Backyard Q, what's going on, man? How you been? I haven't seen anything from you in a while either. Tony, what's going on, man? All right, so today is St. Patrick's Day, and I had to do it. So there's a Guinness brewery right down the street from my house. It's probably about 10 minutes away, and though I didn't go to the Guinness brewery and pick these up, I went to a liquor store, beer and wine and liquor store, and I picked these up. So I'm a big fan of the Guinness Blonde, and I know that I need a little bit of caffeine. So I found an alcoholic coffee. What? Uh-oh. All right, we're good. Oh man, I was gonna say, it looks like there's cream in there and everything. I know the concentration right now. That was a pretty decent pour, if I do say so myself. Let's see. Y'all can see the... smells like coffee. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a moment and let it gravitate there. Marcus says the line was too long. Man, I didn't get no corned beef for me today. I just didn't feel like cooking one. All right, well, that's what's up, man. Congratulations, Mr. Jimenez. How you doing? No corned beef means no smoked pastrami. Yep. No smoked pastrami here. And we're gonna pour this one too. I couldn't really decide which one I wanted more. So we just got them both. All right, look at that. Pretty decent pour, if I do say so myself. You know, I'll have to get the critique. And again, so this is what is this? Nitro cold brew, and it smells like pretty decent coffee. And this is the Guinness Blonde. This is like a favorite. So, Oh man. Grumpus, how you doing this evening? Marcus, hell yeah. Double fisting. Hold on. Let's take a sip of the cold brew. Not bad. So, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I actually thought I had some Baileys at the house. I don't. I have Kahlua. have Kahlua. I thought the bottle was Bailey's. Oh, you know what? I might have some Bailey's. My wife, we got something. Let me see that. No. Trying to find it. Wine bottle. Maybe we just picked up the bottle of Bailey's, but we never actually got it. That I was going to have this nitro cold brew, and when I was standing there, I walked past the Bailey's, and I was like, "No, we picked up Bailey's just not so long ago. We picked up another bottle of Kahlua, not Bailey's. Oh well. All right, so let's see what I missed while I was standing up. Backyard Cuse's nice pour. Kevin said I got into pastrami when first in the smoked meat site. Okay. You can pour for me anytime. Thanks, Jimmy. Like I said, we're going to see how those pours go on as the night progresses. KB, what's going on? Barbecue, Harleys, and cigars. Yes. Yes, this Guinness Blonde is awesome. So I was introduced to this. This Guinness Blonde is actually brewed, and this can is special. This is the Maryland, basically the majority of the Maryland state flag. It is I believe it's the Calvert and crap. It's two families, but they're like the family crests of the two different families, and I can't remember. And it doesn't say on the can, but I think one is Calvert and the other one I'll have to think about it. But so it says on the can, brewed and canned, Guinness Brewery Company, Baltimore, Maryland. It's actually Arbutus or Halethorpe, but it's in Baltimore County, so we'll give them that. It should say brewed in Baltimore County, but again, we'll let them live. It's okay. So, but yes, it's a blonde. And it is awesome, okay? It is awesome. If you ever have the chance, or if you get the chance to see it, I definitely highly recommend it. I tasted it when I did a tour there at Guinness. If anyone wants to come visit me and go do a tour at the Guinness Brewery, please let me know. Again, I am in Baltimore, and if you want to take a tour of the Guinness Brewery, yeah. Trying to drink them up quickly so they don't get warm. All right, well, Marcus, I'll have to bring you some. Green beer, they stopped doing it, yeah. Probably because you had green pea or green poop afterward. Nice. UPS just dropped. It's not woody. It's so there's like very faint hops, very faint hop note. I'm not a real big ale drinker, and this is like a very, very light ale, if it could be considered an ale at all. So it says a crisp golden beer, citrusy with a refreshing finish, based on a recipe refined for brewing at our new Open Gate Brewery and Barrel House in Baltimore, Maryland. This limited edition can celebrates the opening of our first stateside brewery since the mid-50s. We're here to combine 250 years of Guinness brewing experience in Ireland with American beer creativity. And it does have notes like citrus notes, like a little bit of lemon, a little bit of grapefruit almost. But it's tasty. It's very tasty. It is by far the blonde Guinness milk stout and Yeah, some of the other. So one of the advantages of the Open Gate Brewery or the brewery is it's an experimental site. So you can go in there and you can see something that's on the keg and you'll be able to get it once and never get it again unless it's really, really good. And I've gone in there and I've had like juniper berry beer. I've had like, oh my gosh, like a cactus beer. There's been some really, really different and nice experimentals that have come in and through there. Uh, let's see. Jimmy, you talking to me about storms? Moo Boo says warm beer rocks. Nope, not at all. Hey Lee, what's going on, man? How you doing this evening? All right, Kevin says his family crest has 3 roosters on it. Are they roosters? uh, 40 degrees in South Central Canada. Holy cow. 70 in Austin. It is. Goodness. Sorry. Alexa, what's the current temperature? 49. She said it's 49 degrees here. What's up, Luke Alamadas? How you doing? Grumpus is 75. B, what's going on? Smoking that Wagyu sausage. What? 72 in Houston. Mr. Jimenez, did I set your Alexa off? That's usually why I do that. Wow. This one, it I'm getting like the milk stout vibe from it, but it's coffee. So it almost, and I feel like I want to read this one. Upon opening the famous round plastic widget in every can, unleashes nitrogen through the beer, creating a creamy head, an iconic surge. That's distinctly Guinness. Best way to enjoy it, open the can, wait a moment for the nitrogen to release. Pour into the glass, tilt it at 45 degrees, watch the surge and settle. Then enjoy. Oh, beer with coffee and natural coffee flavors. I always want to like open up one of the cans to cause you know the ball that's in there to see the ball, anyway. Oh man. 61 in Portland, Oregon. Yes, I am talking about the brewery. It's not across the street, but it's close. So I was saying, to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, I pulled out and I did not go to the brewery, but I went and I stopped at a local beer and wine store, well, beer, liquor and wine store, and I got a Guinness Blonde, and this is a nitro cold brew coffee with beer, or in beer, and we're doing it up today. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. No, I do not, Marcus. It's called a drink, not a sip. And I thoroughly, when I was in the UK, they like when they do their drafts because they're like in a room temperature keg. Like usually the drafts are in the basement under the pub, and it's a little bit cooler, so you have a slightly cooler beer, but it's still warm in comparison to what I'm used to drinking. So yeah. Man, what's going on? He says, "Go Eagles." I'm sorry, my Eagles hat is so dirty. I was outside working in my Eagles hat the other day with taste testing number 2, and I got a nice mean sweat ring that I need to wash out of the hat. Mubu says, "Love warm beer. It's the best, except for Budweiser." Pukes. No, but when I was in the UK at the pubs, I realized real quick that their beer is warmer than I like it. I was able to find there were some beers that were like draft in a cellar keg, and there were some beers that were in a refrigerated keg. and I gravitated to the ones that were in the refrigerated kegs. What up, Sean? How you doing this evening? I'm trying to switch back and forth so I can equally finish these. Sorry, my earpiece came out. All right, so let's talk. We're almost finished. Is this round one or round one and two? What do you guys think? Is that just round one or is that round one and two? They're both good. Oh, damn it. He said that's round one. Oof. Boy, oh boy. I guess I should be kind of glad that there's only 4 Moo-Boos is around half. All right. Grumpus is tag team 1 round. Oh, okay. All right. So does this count as a black and a tan? Hopefully the coffee will help me keep awake. And the blonde, well, it's just good. Oh, man. Pour me a pint. Make it a double. All right. So, tonight I wanted to talk about when you have extra food from events. I try not to allow this to happen to me anymore. Need a pitcher? Man, this is a full-on, this is a bigger than a pint glass. Sweeten the next one up. How? Actually, you know what? I mean, that was 32 ounces of beer right there that I handled with very little anything. And boy, I'm feeling full right now, actually. I don't think it, you know what? So that's the thing, Jimmy. When you go to the I should have known. Oh, no. I know better. I should have had to clear first. Y'all are horrible. Horrible. Ain't no way. No way. I know better. I have to get up tomorrow morning to be responsible. Like, I do. If I was just like gonna be laying around the house or not doing anything tomorrow morning, I would. But I actually have to get up. Excuse me, tomorrow morning. All right, come on. Y'all are. Man, I feel like in the words of the Water Boy, Jimmy, you the devil. Bobby Boucher, you the devil. Tequila Sunrise is good for hangovers. Man, fun fact, I do not get hangovers. I will, the worst I will do is, like, I might have a slight headache, and that's usually just from dehydration from me not drinking enough water. But I am a pretty smart and savvy drinker. I drink plenty of water when I'm, like, really, really drinking. I typically have no more, or a ratio of 2 drinks to every 1 cup of water. No more than 3 drinks for every cup of water. Or 1 cup of water for every 2 or 3 drinks. It depends on what I'm drinking now. Beer, usually, I'm fine. Anyway, so let's talk about when you have extra food from events. So, when I cater events and things like that, I typically don't have anything left over. If I have anything left over, or if I have anything extra, so let's say I cook, the order was for 50 pounds of brisket, and I might have, because of how many, like, briskets I have, I end up with, like, 55 pounds. So I'm just going to take off 55 pounds. I'm not going to, nickel and dime. There are times when I will, like, weigh out chicken or pork, because, it's, I kind of weigh out the amounts and I put them in the pans. But when I'm doing briskets, so let's say I have, like I said, if I'm doing 50 pounds of brisket, right, and I'm cooking 50 pounds of brisket, by the time I cook the briskets, it depends on how or what size of briskets I could get. I'm usually just gonna kind of get close, and then I'll just take all of the brisket, and I won't weigh it out, just because brisket is a little more difficult to weigh. But if it's pork, pulled pork or pulled chicken, I will weigh that. Let's see. Travis says, when is the next time you're going to be doing a half pig? I don't do whole or half pigs. Urban Culture Kitchen, what's up with you, man? How you doing? Moo Boo says, can always have spiced rum water in the morning. All right. Jimmy says, feel grateful we aren't neighbors. You know what, Jimmy? If we were neighbors, man, I mean, it, shoot, I'd probably be cooking so much more and drinking a lot more too. But you know what, man? Who needs a liver, right? You ever use liquid smoke? If so, what food? No and no. Actually, have I ever used liquid smoke? Like, I may have used liquid smoke, like maybe when I was younger, like before I really got into barbecue. Um, but like as an adult, nah, I've never used liquid smoke. I've actually contemplated harvesting liquid smoke, or like harvesting because of the fact that I use water in my smokers. There is like a condensation of a liquid that builds up a lot of times from some of the exhaust stacks, especially on Bessie. When it's cold outside and I have the smoker going like really hot, and the everything, there's so much steam that's produced, it condenses on the exhaust going out of the window, and it drips back down by the time it comes out of the smoker. And I could probably put a pan underneath of it and harvest it, and I don't know about filtering it, but it would definitely qualify as liquid smoke. Gunny Z's has been watching your videos for a while now, trying to get off my feet, and those licenses can be too intimidating. Looking for more ways to reach customers I can trust. Any thoughts? Start out with talking to and working with your friends, man. There is no better there is no better means of getting yourself out there, getting your name out there, other than word of mouth. My friends were great in helping me, and giving me that little bit of a push and a little bit of confidence that I needed in order to get out there and put myself out there. Unfortunately, I don't know where you are and what your exact situation is, but between my coworkers and my friends, they really popped off, really got everything going. Jimmy says, everyone has always said I cook so much. When I cook, I have taught my family to reheat steel a meal bag, and they love it. Nice. JG says, what's up? What up, Dash? Nothing much, man. How you doing? But Jimmy, I agree there. So Jimmy and a lot of you guys are just cooking for yourselves and your family. I will tell you this. I told you guys last week that I made a whole brisket for just us. And when I started, it was an 11-pound brisket. So by the time it was cooked, it probably was about 5.5, maybe 6 pounds of brisket that I had. That cold brew coffee beer didn't work. But it was about 6 pounds of brisket that I had. So I made brisket sloppy joe. I made that brisket pizza you guys saw. I made a brisket macaroni and cheese. I made brisket and eggs over the weekend, this past weekend. And then yesterday I made a brisket shepherd's pie, which is going to be the video for tomorrow. And then today we used the last of the brisket, and it was just the last of it. My wife made some spaghetti and a meat sauce, and she had ground turkey in the meat. And then she was like, hey, I'm going to toss the rest of this brisket in there. Do you mind? I'm like, nope, use it. So I have never, ever been able to use the entire brisket. Like, usually I end up throwing some of it away. I don't say it's most of it, but I throw some of it away, or end up putting some of it into a bag to be frozen to be pulled out at a later date. All right, I think the next step I'm gonna drink another coffee. What's your thoughts on this Boss Pit Lockhart pellet grills and smoker? I guess the Pit Boss Lockhart pellet. So I've looked at it. I won't say I don't know enough about it, but I mean it's one of those things where I don't really have $800 to just roll the dice on something like that. Yeah. Gunny Z's, what's going on, man? He says, thank you, sir. Southwest PA, counting, continuing the research. All right. Southwest PA, like where? Outside of Philly? Where, man? I grew up in Philadelphia, so I am, well, you said Southwest. All right, so that's the other side of the state. I'm thinking Southeast. But where on the Southwest side of the state? Urban Culture Kitchens. It's not me. Brisket meat pies. Yeah, liquid smoke is okay. And slow cooker stuff. If you say so. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you, Jimmy, for the reminder and reminding everyone else. So Jimmy says, hey, if you haven't already hit the thumbs up button, please do, and I would greatly appreciate it if you do. I tell you guys, it really does make me feel better about doing these videos, and it also helps these videos, and it helps my channel immensely. Thank you so very much, Jimmy, for that reminder, and thank you guys who have gone ahead and hit that thumbs up button for and with me. So I guess hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Everybody hear me all right? I got a weird message on Josue. Josue. Yo, Dash. Howdy from Texas. Troy, what's up, Dash? It's been a couple of weeks. Hope you and yours are well. Yes, indeed, we are. All right, thank you. I put the you can't really see it. I put the earbud in. I feel like it's Josue. Lo siento. But I was close. Josue. I put the earbud in so that when I'm moving around, or if I move around, you guys can still hear me. And it seems to be working okay. Drive me crazy, K. How's it going from Michigan? I am good. Josue. Sorry. Well, we'll see it the whole way. I was talking to someone the other day, and I said something. I can't remember what it was, but I was, pronounced something in Spanish, and they were like, "¿Tú hablas español?" No. They're like, but you said such and such perfectly. Yeah. But usually people who, and it was something, like I said, I can't remember what it was. It might have been horchata. And I was reading something. And I think it was with my wife. We were at a bakery. And there was a horchata donut or a horchata cupcake. And we were going back and forth, and the person was like, "Oh, you speak Spanish?" And I was like, "No, I just know what horchata is." Horchata. Anyway, our east of Pittsburgh have been throwing parties for friends. East, okay. Trying to find potential customers through friends, and it's the new smoker on the way. All right, that's what's up. Trying to say hour east of Pittsburgh. I'm familiar with the turnpike. I don't know, man. I'm just like, yeah. Just looking for any secrets you got. Nah, man, there's no secrets, man. I'm pretty open. So this is the thing, Gunny Z. During the first hour, I try to stick to talking about the topic, but I'm so easily distracted that it usually doesn't work out. But try and hold that off, and we can talk more in depth about that in the second hour. All right. Adams says hello, Dash. Howdy from New Mexico, the land of enchantment. All right. All right, your taste testers back in school yet there. So they are all in well, of course they're in, back to school. But taste tester number 2 and taste tester number 3 are in school. Taste tester number 1 was actually supposed to go back in school on Monday, but God goodness, but we decided not to have him go back in person learning. He's in high school now, and the in-person learning is not pointless because the way it works out is the kids go into a specific room and they sit at a specific desk, and they're in that specific desk all day long, and they're doing their lessons on a laptop all day. They don't, like at my younger kids' school, the teachers cycle in and out of the classroom, whereas my older kid, the teacher will be in one place and then the kids will be in another place, and they don't interact at all. It'll still be via the computer like Zoom, so what's the point? So it's not asynchronous where there's someone standing in the front of a classroom talking to the kids that are in the classroom as well as talking to the kids that are on the Zoom. It's not that. YouTube screwed up. What did I screw up? Yep. Josue says might as well be at home. Exactly. DL Clay, what's going on? Been a while. Blessings, kinfolk. Yes, sir. Right back at you. I was gonna guess Latrobe. So I was thinking, so I was like east. I'm very familiar with the turnpike, man. So I had an ex girlfriend that went to Pitt, and I drove out to Pittsburgh a lot when I was like 17, 18 ish. So, oh no, about 18, 19 ish. Anyway, so I know where Latrobe is. I was trying to think of, um, oh, oh, why can't I think of the name of the city? It's like the it's a big exit off of the turnpike, and it is like not famous, but they talk about all the excuse me, all the motels there, and I because you see signs for it on the turnpike. Rick says hello, 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 hello. What's going on, Rick? Aunt says my kid is struggling in cyber school at home, gets way too distracted. Exactly, Aunt. So the whole thing is my oldest taste tester, he's fine. My middle taste tester, he is not. He needs to be in class, that classroom instruction. Like if it were me and I was, had the, I won't say option, but the need to have to be, I would have to be in class. Like I know I am a in-person learner. And goodness, taste tester number 3, she's fine. She adapts. She did the on-person, or excuse me, online learning last year with no problem. She did summer school with no problem, as well as back in school in-person learning now with no problem. Paul says, "Hey yo, how you doing, man?" Cypress, what's up, Laura? Just hey Dash, really? Well, I know. All right, St. Patrick's Day and all. Yeah, so you missed it, Laura. I kicked off my St. Patrick's Day with one of each of these. So this is a Guinness Blonde, all right, brewed right here, right near here, and this is a nitro cold brew coffee. And I mean, I took them down, and it was probably because I drank them both so daggone fast. I mean, it was 9:35, and I had them done in like 15 minutes, both of them. I'm going to go and actually taste test on number 1. Can you hand me another one of these, please? Thank you. It's in the refrigerator. No, it's all right. I'll keep them here so I can keep count. Thank you very much. All right. Laura, please just do not remind me. So you need to do an event, customers pay for a certain amount of food. If so, doesn't the food belong to them? If there's any leftovers? Yes and no. So here's how that goes, right? But very good question, Troy. So let's go back to my example from earlier. I was talking about brisket, right? If someone asks for, like, one of the last cooks I did, I think I had like 20 pounds of brisket, right? Or I needed 20 pounds of brisket. But when I bought my briskets, I bought briskets, and by the time the cook was finished, I had 23 pounds of brisket, cooked brisket, because of the odd sizes of brisket. So that's what I'm talking about. At least for this particular instance, this is what I'm talking about. That little bit of extra, what would you do with that? Or what would I do with that? So if I know before I leave my house that I have a little extra, or I know when I'm cooking it, I have a little extra, I'll just put that off to the side and I don't take it with me. Now, if I do have an event and I'm just like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to take everything. I don't care how much extra I cook. I'm just going to take it all. Yes, that's theirs. I don't, the most of the time and more often than not, when people have a bigger event, I'm going to just take anything extra with me. But let's say like I did an event, and it was an event where I was selling food, and when the food was done, I had food left over, and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this. So I know I have a couple people that I can call and be like, hey, I have some extra food from an event. You can have it for 50% of what I was gonna actually charge you. That's what I'm more or less getting at. That extra stuff, like if you're selling food for the day and you have extra, what do you do with it? What did you do with it? Mubu says, wait, Laura says, oh, I bet they were awesome. Yes, indeed, they were. So we're taking care of the cold brew number 2. And I got remarkably less head on this one. All about taking your time. See, one of the other things too, I don't know if you know this, but there's a wide mouth on the can. When you pour from a can, you shouldn't pour straight. You pour this way. The elongated, the oval in the opening is to allow air in. So it doesn't seem like it, but the way that you pour is to turn the can this way and then this way, and you pour and you will get a good pour. So cheers. Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. And that's Patty, Paddie, not Patty, Patty. Full bushy beard. Yeah. I didn't straighten my beard up today. So usually on Wednesday mornings, I take a shower, shave my head, clean my face up, and I straighten my beard. Today, I didn't do that. I took a shower last night so I could sleep in a little bit this morning. So I got up, went about my day. So I took a shower not too long before I started the live stream. So I shaved my head this morning and cleaned up my face. Actually nicked myself a little bit. I used a brand new straight razor. I used a straight razor on my face. I nicked my face, but it's gone away. And I didn't have enough time to straighten my beard. So it's full on bushy today. Raphael, what's good? Greetings from Chicago. Well, hello there. Yes, indeed. So B says, I got guys on speed dial that'll take care of any leftovers. I feel the same exact way. I have a couple people that, depending on what it is I have, a text message just has to go out. Man, you drink some of the weirdest stuff. What? What are you talking about? This is a Guinness. Guinness Nitro Cold Brew. So I know that when I am doing the live streams, my day started this morning at 4:30. It is now 9:41. I'm gonna be tired, so I will drink. I was gonna drink something with caffeine in it. I saw that and was like, I'll try that today. And then the other one is again is blonde. It's brewed right down the street. So what's weird about? I mean, it's just Guinness. Similar to brisket pierogies. Moo boo. I definitely I don't mind pierogies though. I've never had pierogies with meat in them. I usually just have pierogies, um, like an onion and potato, or just a straight potato pierogi. I'll take extra and leave it, but make sure let my customers know exactly. So Rick, I do the same thing too. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey, just to let you know when everything when it all panned out, and it'll be something I'll say. When it all panned out, I had a little bit extra brisket, and as opposed to leaving it at home, I just brought it with me. So like sometimes I'll tell people that so they can put some away ahead of time to make sure that they get some, so that they because I mean there's a lot of times where people will eat, man. If people see the food, they gonna eat the food. So sometimes I'll tell people, hey, you have a little bit extra pulled pork, you have a little bit extra chicken, or you have a little bit extra brisket. You might want to go ahead and put some of this away for you so you can enjoy it later. Because most of the time, people who are hosting a party, they're too busy doing all of this and being a host, and they don't get to enjoy the fruit of my labor, more or less. Raphael says, cheers, my brother. Yes, indeed. Uh, uh, uh. You should always wash the top off in case of mice pee crap. Yes. Yeah. Anything extra, I usually vacuum seal and use for something else or trade later or down the road on something. Nice. Moo says, hey, Blue, he's not in the country. It's not a joke, Kevin. People die from it. Yeah, it's like dead serious. There was something back in the day, cans. There was like some sort of sickness because there were rodents literally running around on cans. Like, yeah, 25-ounce cans, and do wash them because they are handled more. All right. The Black Guinness Stout. That's the ticket. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of the Guinness Stout. I mean, I'll drink it, but because I live so close to a Guinness brewery, there's a Guinness brewery right down the street from my house, or not too far from my house. I actually found other beers that I like more than the stout. Now this coffee, it's a nitro cold brew coffee, and it tastes like the milk stout with coffee. It's like trippy. It's pretty good. It's sweet in comparison to like just a straight. Uh, got a possum in the man cave. What? Alton! Hey, yo, good brother. How you doing this evening? Yep. JB is talking to Marcus. He says, I'm not a caterer, but when I run my smoker, I normally package some of the meat right after the cook into freezer bags. Smoked chicken seems to reheat very well from the freezer. Yes, indeed. And it's not just smoked chicken, man. I'll tell you, smoked chicken, brisket, uh, pulled pork, all of them. The only thing I really, well, I had somebody hit me up not too long ago, and I did some beef ribs for him, and it was a 4-bone rack of beef ribs, and it was for his mother's. His mother's elderly, and what he wanted me to do was he was like, it's really just for her, and like a couple of people that live to staying at the house, but it's like 4 people, so they didn't need a whole rack for themselves because she doesn't eat much. She just really wants to, like taste it type thing. So I said, all right, well, how about this? How about I take half of the rack and I'll cut it up and I'll take the bones off and I'll put it into a freezer bag for you, vacuum seal it, and then she can have, you'll have half of the rack now, and then she can have half of the rack whenever. He's like, oh, that'll work. So, and then like I sent food to Big Steve not too long ago, and I took the brisket and vacuum sealed it, as well as chicken wings and vacuum sealed them. And he said the chicken wings, he took them out of the bag and put them in the oven. Well, I think he boiled them to warm them up, and then put them in the oven to crisp them up. The brisket, he said he just put it in a like a warm water bath, like almost like a sous vide, but it was like hotter than sous vide temperature water, and he was like, it was great. That's why I would not eat Campbell's soup of any kind. We did at KFC. Had a lot of local people that wanted us to call them to come get leftover chicken, half off, end of the night. Yeah, Kevin. Shoot. Listen, half off chicken is better than full price chicken any day. I just finished up smoking brisket mac and cheese video going up tomorrow. Nice. I did some brisket mac and cheese last week. That was one I wanted to do a video on it, but I didn't get to do a video on it because everybody was around and nobody was being quiet. But I was just saying, I don't know if you heard me or not. This was I did a brisket, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So last Sunday, not this past, but the week before Sunday, I cooked the whole brisket just for us. And I haven't cooked the whole brisket just for us in years. And I was like, all right, I'm cooking this brisket for us because it was one of those, I needed a brisket for somebody, but I bought this one, but it was just a little undersized. So I ended up buying a whole nother brisket that was the right size. So by the time it was said and done, I had to ask extra brisket. And usually I'll put the brisket in the freezer and I'll cook for somebody. But I was like, you know what? I'm cooking that one for us. So I cooked the brisket, took my time, cooked the brisket, and we ate the entire brisket, which never happens. I made brisket sloppy joe. I made a brisket pizza. I made the brisket macaroni and cheese. Well, it wasn't macaroni and cheese. I used a spiral penne pasta. So brisket, pasta, and cheese. I did brisket and eggs. And then my video for tomorrow is actually a brisket shepherd's pie. This past Sunday was Pie Day. Did anybody celebrate Pie Day? March 14th. I am actually pretty much a big numbers geek. Like, I know pi to, I think that was 9 digits off the top of my head. Like a few years ago, I decided that I was going to learn an extra digit of pi every year, and I learned, I think I'm up to 8 or 9 digits. Ron McCray, excuse me. Says, good evening, Dash. How you doing this evening? Extra barbecue gets vacuum packed in 1 pound packages and into the freezer. Yep, that's pretty much it. Laura says, say it isn't so. What? Who loves PB? Like Pabst Blue Ribbon? What is that? What you talking about? I don't know what Billy Beer is. Look, I edited my video. I finished it today. I actually started editing it yesterday, and then when I went to open it up this morning, I didn't save it. So I was like, oh, do you want to open up? I don't know, but I ended up having to re-edit half of the video. Can't do. Blind Man, how you doing this evening? I don't know what's in PB. I don't know what PB you're referring to. Billy Beer, before you were born. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. That's why I'm like, what's Billy Beer? I'm like, I'll sip to that. Peanut butter, personal best. Ice fishing bundle scope. Okay, cool. Hi, Gene. How you doing? I might be coming back down that way in a couple months. When or if I do, I will let you guys know. Laura says spiders dash like you eat 7 in a lifetime. Can you imagine the daddy long leg? Um, actually, a daddy long leg is not a spider. They don't have 8 legs; they have 6. One of those fun facts you learned when you have kids. Did you know, Daddy? Did you know? Man, come on. Can I? Can I get an eye? Like as many eyes as you remember. The Daddy, did you know? Or just the straight, did you know? That you used to get from your kids when they were younger. Well, Sway, what are you doing, man? They keep seeing retracted comments. So I have one Guinness blonde, and so far I'm on my second. This is a nitro cold brew coffee. I was cooking 3 briskets Thursday night into Friday. My cousin is taking them to Columbia to celebrate her birthday with her fiance. Well, that's what's up. Pumpkin bugs don't taste like pumpkin. Okay. Well, Moo Boo, glad to hear that. Uh, that's the fish and chips give away and the merch. Hmm. Josue, how are you going to package those briskets up for her to take to Columbia? Because can't they, like, are people allowed to travel? I know sometimes traveling with food is a little difficult. This dang text to speech is not working for me at the hotel indoor pool. That's why I deleted it. No problem. I was just worried and making sure everything was okay. Like I have a few moderators that are here, but I want to make sure that you are not being uh like your messages are not being deleted by someone else. So Dingle. Dashy dash. Dashy dash. Hey dude. Well, hello yourself. Jimmy Carter, the ex-president, had brother Billy that started a beer company. Okay. Billy Beer was a failure. Okay. This is what kind of oil do you put in the beard? Today, it was actually a oil that my wife uses for her hair. But I liked it so much that it was one of those things where I kept. If you guys have seen any of the beard videos, I have a bathroom downstairs, and our shower that we use in our bedroom is upstairs. But I use this bathroom downstairs when I'm getting dressed or if I'm doing beard stuff, things like that in the morning. And so a lot of my beard oils were in that bathroom. But I washed my beard one night, and I was like, hey, I really didn't feel like walking downstairs to get oil and put in my beard. So I used something my wife used, and it smelled great to the point where I'd use it every now and again before I went to bed. And tonight, when I got out of the shower before I did started the live stream, as opposed to me coming downstairs and putting something on my beard from down here, I used one of the things that was upstairs. So it's not the normal thing that I put on my beard, but like some of the products that she has, I use on my beard, and it's great. As of late, though, I've been using a oil from a friend of mine. Actually, grew up together. He's got a pretty tremendous beard too, and he has a beard oil, and it goes along with his brand. Like the unique brand is him, and I can't remember the name of the beard oil, but like whatever it is or whatever the smell is, I didn't 100% like it, so I actually added some essential oil, and I like the smell that I made that were concocted a little better. And then also I've been using the Artiest Man beard oils. So, and I have a whole series of videos on the Artiest Man beard oils. If you want to go back, 6-pack of Billy Beard actually eating through the cans from the inside. Holy cow! And rotted the cans out. What? It's just the first time, man. She can take more brisket, vacuum seal them, freeze them. She takes some in a styrofoam pack. Like what medicine comes in the mail. Yep, that's exactly it. That's how I send my food. I have a friend whose wife gets medicine sent to their house, and he gives me the styrofoam containers, and I use them to send food. It goes past commercial where the guy says all I wanted to have lotion. Oh, I have to check it out. Dingle, listen, I already know, like, some people whose definition of a manly scent, it's not good. I'd much rather something neutral, because some of the stuff, it just plain stinks. Captain Newbie, how you doing this evening? Bowers Barbecue, how are you doing this evening? Rick says I prefer hickory smoke. So I tell you what, man, beard smoke or beard smell or smoke in the beard, it is a real thing. There are plenty of times when I will cook something early in the morning, and then like if I take a shower later in the day or at night, like just instantly as soon as my beard gets wet, I smell the smoke again, and I'm like, damn, I'm not smelling like smoke all day, like all day long. Sometimes I'm like, ooh. Uh, Mubu says mainly scent is axle grease. Axle grease really doesn't have all that great of a scent, like especially if it's new. But like old or burnt or used axle grease, no sir. No man. Bowers. All right, glad to hear you're doing well. Fatner says, hey brother, I got my parts installed now. I'm going to cook me a tri-tip and make tri-tip tacos on the Traeger. Love your channel. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. Laura says, do the women come running, Moo Boo? Your axle grease scent. When you shave your beard, do you look like a big baby? I don't know, but I can tell you what let's put it this way. There may or may not be a video series from 2013 where I shaved my beard completely off and I let it grow for the year. Your mission, should you choose to accept it. Mubu says only if diesel is mixed in. Well, shoot, I both of my vehicles, the two vehicles that I won't say two vehicles that I own, but my car and my van are both diesels. So that ain't nothing but a word to me. I have no problem smelling like diesel. And it's so funny because people don't realize that cars can have diesels in them too in the United States. So my car is new enough to have a DEF tank. So those of you guys who don't know, DEF is a diesel exhaust fluid or diesel emissions fluid, however you want to. And what it does is it helps reduce the amount of soot that the car um, puts out. So I went to a specific filling station, a specific station that has diesel, and it has truck diesel, and it has DEF in a pump. And I go all the way across town to the specific station so that I don't have to worry about dealing with having to pour the DEF into the trunk of my car because it sucks. Like, it always spills when you use bottles. And the last time I went and did this, which was about a month ago, I'm pulling into a pump and there was a lady in a truck next to me in like a day cab, tractor basically. And she's like, the gas pumps up front, these diesel. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, but you got the gasoline pumps up front. And I'm like, yeah. Actually, I'm like, my car's a diesel. I said, but I'm here to get the DEF. And she's like, what? Wait. So she's yelling at me from her cab because we're like apart, social distance and everything. But she's at the pump next to me. And she's like, wait, that car is a diesel? Yeah. And it takes DEF? Yeah. She went like one of these, like craning over like, what? What kind of car is that? Like, it's a Volkswagen Passat. And it's diesel? Yep, still diesel. Like, didn't change since the last time I told you. She started cracking up. And she was like, but it's like, could not believe it's diesel. What's funny though is when I got my first diesel car was probably 7-8 years ago maybe. My first diesel car was a diesel Jetta. And I'd go to the, gas station and I'd get diesel fuel. And people would see me putting diesel in my car and they're like, stop, that's diesel. And I'm like, oh, but it's a diesel vehicle. And they'd be like, but it's a car. Only trucks are diesel. No, not only trucks are diesel. Yeah, I mean, I used to not, but I didn't believe it when people said, oh, you just wait till you get that person that tries to save you from putting diesel into your car. Thank goodness I've never had anyone like try to pull the pump out of the car or anything, but like some people just don't know. Yep, Rick, I've had that before too, where I am in the middle of a cook and I have to run out, or in the middle of a cook and like just multitasking and going to the market and getting something, and like somebody will see my shirt and they'll ask me about it, and I'm like, yeah, I do barbecue, blah blah blah, and I'm like, wait, I'm like, come closer. And this was before COVID. I'm like, come closer, and they're like, ooh, you smell good, man. You smell like barbecue. Yep, here's my card. I'm like, I don't need to have my shirts. Don't need to necessarily say I do barbecue. You can smell it on me. Tom is here, checking in from the Land of Grills. How you doing this evening, sir? Fresh tar smelling deodorant goes well too. No, thank you. My truck is gas. Can run on kerosene too. Depends on how cold out though. Yeah. Josue says, I'm happy my 2009 diesel SUV does not use DEF. So what do you have? Like a Liberty? Which diesel SUV do you have? Because there weren't very many. Bonfire smell, yeah. Oh, okay. The GL320. All right, so nice. I don't have Mercedes money, but I wouldn't mind one. DEF is ammonia. Yep. Bonfire. My dad used his cologne Aqua Velvet. That's what it was. Or Velva. Yeah. When I'm just Laura says she hates the smell of Lysol. Aqua Velva. I thought it was Velvet, but yeah, Velva. You can get that from Home Depot in a box. Yes, Victor, you can, but the problem is, the depth that you get in the boxes, and I'll get a 2.5, and it's not actually a box. It's still a plastic container inside the box. The box is just to make it look pretty, and so they can write on the outside of it. But the box, because of the fact that my def tank is in my trunk, I have to take that box, screw the top, or screw the pour spout onto it, and put it into the trunk. And it is precarious, and it never seals properly, and it always spills. Spilling inside of my truck versus spilling on the outside of your tractor is a big difference. So what I end up doing is going to that specific diesel station, and I take the pump and put the pump into the tank, and then I vent it using a rag, because like the the def nozzle is like just big enough to fit into the tank, and there's no like air gap. So like some of that stuff's just it's yeah, that crystalline, white crystalline, whatever the hell it is, it it's no fun spilling it inside of the trunk of my car. Just ask me how I know. High karate was another one. Oh man, English leather. I remember English leather when I was a kid. Between English leather and Brute, I had English leather, and I actually wore English leather when I was a kid. It didn't smell too bad, but Brute was another one. Uh, my dad, I swear my dad wore Old Spice like almost exclusively when I was a kid. Oh, what about Dracar Noir? You should stick your cards in the smoker smoke. Wow. Only problem with that is, man, how can I put them on foil and put them in there? Ode de Hickory. What's up, Mr. Richard? How you doing this evening? Meeg says he gave a thumbs up. Gosh, I'm having horrible indigestion tonight. I think that nitro cold brew is messing with me. I actually took a indigestion pill not too long before I started the live stream tonight, and it's not working. Anyway, Mr. Richard, how is it going? Meegs, what's going on with you, sir? No, get a Mercedes diesel, 100 or 12,000 in repairs in 4 years. Yeah, so I have a Volkswagen, and I mean, the good thing about my Volkswagen is I do a lot of the repairs myself. The only bad thing is parts. Parts are expensive. Better yet, don't get a Mercedes in general. Who says, when you get a drink with the smell of Lysol at 8 a.m., breathing on you, it'll turn you off. I can imagine. Time to hit the thumbs up again. Yes, indeed, Jimmy. Thanks you again. Thank you again, sir, for the reminder. So there are 30 of you guys hanging out with me tonight for St. Patrick's Day, and there are 35 likes. So thank you so very much for those of you who have popped in and gone and left a thumbs up. If you haven't already hit that thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It really does make me feel better about doing these videos, and it helps YouTube to know that I'm doing something right, and it also helps these videos. So Victor says, I know what it is. Don't carry it in your car open. You buy a few boxes and leave them in your home. I actually have a box in the garage, but it's, again, far easier and less mess with me taking it across town. I will pay the toll and pay a little bit more per gallon to fill up at the station. Because one of the other things too, so I could go on and on about why I go to the filling station as opposed to pouring it at home. So with the jugs I buy, and actually I get the jugs from Walmart. You know, don't buy the I'm trying to think, is it Prestone, or I think it's Prestone. Don't buy the Prestone Def because it's not worth it. I go to Walmart and I buy the 2.5 gallon thing at Walmart, and it costs like $7, $8. I'm like, cool. So, and pour it in. But the problem is the can and the funnel, like the tube, it's such a horrible connection that when I pour it in, it always drips. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that. So yeah. Now one of the other things too, there's no way for me to know when it's full. So what would happen is I would wait until I got the signal and it says, hey, you have X number of miles before you can't start your car. And I'd pour in 2.5 gallons, and then message would go away, and then in X number of miles it would come back, and I'd have to pour 2.5 gallons in again. So I said, all right, well, when I found this filling station that had the def on, like at the pump, I was like, and I filled up my tank. And when I filled up my tank, I could get 10,000 miles between me having to fill up the DEF tank again versus me having to go like 5,000 miles. So I was like, no brainer. I'm going to use that because there's a shut off, so I will know when it's full. Yeah, Laura, it counts. It counts. What's going on, Kent? How you doing this evening? Hold on, Kent. I gotta get something for you to see. I just want to say thank you, Kent, for hooking me up with a sticker. So this is my half-gallon container. Oh, look, there's Jimmy, Alton, Artius Man, Kirk. I don't know where Kirk is tonight. I don't know where Bailey is tonight either. But represent kid. Let's see. Marcus, I know I saw you here earlier. I'm sure he's probably passed out. And Grumpus was here. Haven't seen Jim around in a while. I talked to Jim the other day. And I don't think I've ever seen Ryan on one of my live streams. But nonetheless, neither here nor there. I appreciate you guys hanging out and being on. Sipping some water while I had the cup there. Jimmy says, sure. Laura, that counts. But take off your hat and coat and hang around for a while. You know she's in Canada, or Canada, and it's cold up there, Jimmy. You can't, she can't take off that coat and the jacket and her hat. She's got to stay on. Victor says, for those who don't know what DEP is, actually it's DEF, maybe PF, I don't know. It's nasty stuff. Don't want it in your hands, clothes, or inside of your vehicle. No, you don't. Just got home from making 800 pieces of church. Holy cow, 800 pieces? Whew, I got heartburn just thinking about that. Well, technically I had heartburn before, but... Marcus, you still awake? What? I saw y'all some swanky place. I gotta, dive deeper into that. But I was like scrolling through Instagram right before I started the live stream, and I was like, where y'all at? Where that is? Dingle says, I'll get you a Dingle barbecue sticker. Yeah, man, send it. Send it. The P.O. box is in the description. Just put it to the P.O. box. All right, Jamie. What? I done pulled Jamie out. She says, Dash, I can confirm he's awake. For now. ... Mubu says, not that cold up here in Saskatchewan. Whatever. Kent is a diesel mechanic. He said, diesel exhaust fluid, urea, is nasty stuff. Yes, indeed. I was talking about how I was at a pump not too long ago and I had to put DEF in my car. And there was a woman in a like a day cab tractor, and she's like, no, 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 honey, the gas pump's on the other side. And I'm like, nah, my car's a diesel. And she's like, that's diesel. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not here for the diesel. I need the DEF. And it takes DEF. She was just completely taken aback by it. A little bit of baking soda and water. Drink it. It works for me better than Pepsi. I know it's called DEP and DEF. Don't know why. Hmm. I don't know, Victor. I wear shorts inside. Always, even when I looked after building, I was out in -20, even though wind. What? +8 here. Ah, you got a good car nap on the way home from the beach. That's nice. Kevin, thank you so very much, Kevin. I appreciate that. He said, "Have a great evening, man. If you decide to bless me basically with a super chat, like ask a question or get me to shout something out. Like I mean, I'm so very appreciative that you guys are willing to or like that. I'm appreciative that you're appreciative. All right, and like I mean, yeah, yeah. Old Spaces, I tell you what, man, vacuum sealed frozen brisket kept my family fed during this freeze a few weeks ago here in Texas. That's what's up, man. There's nothing like having, like accidental things or things like on accident or by mistake and it actually working out. That's like me. I buy tools when I buy tools when they're on sale, not when I need them. So that when I do need them, I have them, and it like saved my butt multiple times. Um, One instance of that was now I didn't buy it on sale to because I didn't need it, but it was one of those things where I was like, oh, I need a welder, and it just so happened to be on sale, so I bought the welder when it was on sale, and I tinkered and tinkered, and I didn't know what I was doing. Excuse me. But then I was doing the brakes on my car, and on the back of my car, on the rear, the caliper spins back in, so you need a special tool, yada yada, blah blah blah. I broke the tool doing my brakes, and I'm like, what am I do now? And I sat and I sat and I sat and I thought about it, and I was like, yo, the welder. I can use the welder to fix the piece, to put the piece back on this piece, and blah blah blah. And that's what I did. I welded it back up and was able to go to work the next day. Ah, jeez. Sorry. All right, I am on to. I'm trying to get another. I think the beer is making the indigestion worse, but let's send it. Time to get another Guinness blonde. Do. Hope you're wearing your toque. Nice, wife approved, just in case we ever lose power like Texas last month. Can't I don't I can't even blame you, man. He said, little does she know. uh Jimmy says, I have a white monster here for you, but it's in a little clear. Oh, man. Darn. All right. The art of the poor. I'm still doing okay. That too was better than the first one. Like, it's probably because I don't say the glass is warmed up, but maybe because I'm warmed up at this point. Happy St. Patty's Day. Cheers. Josue says, guys, Amazon has some generator payments. What do you mean? Kevin says for the 16 as I skip. What's everybody got going on? How's everybody doing? Like, I think last week I was talking about, some of you guys may have seen, I got my first round of the COVID vaccine. Let's see. They have their own special. Here you go. Anybody else? I know we were talking about it. Marcus said I got my second yesterday. That's what's up. Watching my jerky on the barbecue. You're doing what on the barbecue? Possum. What the hell, man? You don't take care of the possum? Tire smoke. Well, hello. How you doing? Just boom. Evening from Capitol Heights. He says I got my first last week. Nice. So what's the tire smoke from? Kent said I got the J&J shot yesterday. Nice. This was Pfizer. Yeah. Pfizer. Is it a focus? Let's see. Focus on this, not me. Yep. Dude, it was 1 million people. I went to the M&T Bank Stadium. There was so many damn people in there. Big Mount Catering says I got my first in December. Nice. Early bird. Lars is waiting for mine. Man, B, it's time for you to... I have some quiet ammo and a suppressor and a bolt action that will take care of that for you. Leftover. What's the most vacuum bags of leftovers you had in your freezer at one time? So I don't I try not to vacuum seal food and put it in my freezer because it gets lost. I forget it's in there, and then it never comes out of the freezer, and yeah, it's not a good thing. I go to the market way too often, and I have a problem where I don't think to look in the freezer to take something out of the freezer to cook. A lot of times, or more often than not, I will go to the market and get something, buy something, as opposed to thawing something out. But one of the things that's pretty popular around my house to vacuum seal and freeze is soup. Oddly enough, excuse me, my wife makes a mean, like a lima bean soup, or excuse me, lima bean? Yeah, lima bean soup. And it's one of the things that gets frozen. I won't say most, but like right now I have 2 or 3 pints of it in the refrigerator in plastic pint containers. Plus I know I have some in vacuum seal bags. So it's probably soup more than the meat. I don't typically freeze the meat. What I will do, because I have, and I'm selling it. You got to remember, I'm selling it. So if I have leftovers or if I have stuff left over, and then I'll hit somebody up and say, "Hey man, you want some pulled pork, or you want a rack of ribs, or you want this, or you want that," and I sell it. I don't typically just leave it around here. Now I did have some brisket not so long ago that I had in the freezer, and my wife was like, "I'm tired of seeing this brisket in this freezer. You got to get rid of it." And then what I ended up doing was I put it inside of some brisket. I put it inside of some beans. Excuse me, and made brisket beans. So that actually was what I was planning on doing with the last of the brisket, but my wife threw it in the spaghetti. I'm like, excuse me, cool with me. But I used it all, which is great. Yeah, I can't say one and done. Shoot, I hear that, man. But the only thing about the J&J vaccine is the efficacy rate is not the same. But shoot, anything over what 65, 70%, I'll take it. I was gonna get a shot, but I'm a beer guy. Ha ha ha. Boom boom. I see what you did there. Two times. Wow. Wow. Josue, that's kind of like the chicken pox. You know, they say when you have the chicken pox, you don't get it again. Man. I swear I had it twice. I had it when I was younger, like really young, and then I got it again. I was in elementary school. Uh, Slap it, pick it up, put it outside. Marcus is talking about, or talking to you, B. Brian says that at least it's not a raccoon. Yeah. There is no second for Ken, Laura. The Johnson and Johnson is one shot. Yeah, soup. My wife makes a mean lima bean soup. I didn't even. It was something that her mom made, and I didn't even like. I'd never had it until we started. Actually, until we bought this house. Because when we were dating, she never made it. Um, but yeah, until we bought this house, she will make lima bean soup like on a nice cold day, and now we get to the point. So when I have turkeys for Thanksgiving, I have when I cook turkeys for Thanksgiving, I harvest all of the necks, and we use the necks. I use the necks for us. I'll freeze them in bags of like 3 or 4, depending on how many necks I get, and she'll use them, making greens or the lima bean soup uh, throughout the year. So I usually have like 15, 20 turkey necks, and that's, excuse me, more than enough for us all year round. Big Mountain Cook Catering says, "What do you use to keep keep brisket moist after slicing?" I wrap it back up in aluminum foil, and I also harvest the jus from the brisket. If you've seen some of my cooks, you see that I cook briskets like in pans. So as those briskets are, shedding that moisture, I capture it. And I capture it, and then I separate the fat from the jus, and I pour the jus back onto the brisket when I'm serving it. Maria, hey yo, how you doing? I almost said living vicariously, but I've been seeing you on Instagram. Darnell, how you doing this evening? Uh, uh, Sean, what's going on with you, man? He said, "What's good, Dash? Long time, my boy. How you doing, man?" Mubu says, "Wouldn't trust Johnson and Johnson. They were sued in the past for putting asbestos in baby powder." I got a question for you. When you do bacon, do you cure it or uncure it? I don't do bacon. So I don't do bacon because I don't like it's one of those things, man. I do like my menu for my catering stuff is brisket, ribs, pulled pork, pulled chicken, chicken wings, whole chickens every now and again. I do lamb, I do salmon, turkeys seasonally. That's about it. Bacon, I've considered doing bacon for my family, but it's just one of those things where I sometimes I can be lazy and just not want to do it. So the motivation to cook things when I'm getting paid is much higher than the motivation to cook things when it's actually costing me money. So I don't do bacon. I haven't done bacon yet. That's one of those things. Uh, hey Maria, come on. I'm a couple I'm a couple deep. So for St. Patty's Day, I've had two nitro cold brew coffees and I've had two Guinness blondes, and it's been a long day for me. So don't give me grief about yawning, okay? Don't. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, by the way. Darnell says you use smoked turkey tails in your greens instead of smoked pork. It tastes awesome. So I thought about trying to do something with the turkey tails. I did, like, some of the tails get kind of beat up and they'll be hanging on by like a thread basically. And the turkey tail is like the last part of the fence on the chicken, but like magnified. They're dope. They're dope. Mario, how you doing this evening? Buckboard bacon is good. Huh. That's why my wife's used. What do you mean, Sean? I'm not getting. Okay. Tire Smoke says, "Oh, I have a 275-gallon oil tank and a 500 LP tank that need a new home." Now, the 500-gallon LP tank, I'd be interested. You said you were in Capitol Heights. I'm definitely interested. Um, I haven't been welding just because I haven't been welding. I just winter's over and it's time for me to get back in the garage. So do not threaten me with a good time. The 275-gallon oil tank, I definitely can tell you that I don't. I have two of them here, three of them here actually that I just haven't done anything with. But that 500-gallon oil LP tank, I'm excited about talking about that. Yeah, Captain Newbie, I didn't either until and it. I mean, it it smells great. It's really good. Um, it reminds me of a milk stout, but it's got like caramel undertones. It was really good, really good. It was way better than I thought it was gonna be. Let's put it that way. Tire Smoke says I can deliver. What? Sean, man, turkey tails, heck yeah, I'm with it. Pieces, I'm starting another 500 gallon. First love, yo, Dash, he says. How you doing? Any side effects from the shot? I've heard J&J was like 70 something effective. If I do, I will want to do one of the other two dose. So my arm is sore. That is about it. I have had no other um side effects. And today's Wednesday. I got it yesterday. Uh, that's about it. I mean, I'm not growing a third chin. I don't have a third eye. Still only have two ears. Yeah, I haven't had any side effects. Nothing. Like I said, aside from the fact that my arm is sore, but that is kind of to be expected with a vaccine. Like, yeah. Um, yeah, that's it. Mubu says, I remember yesterday. It feels just like 24 hours ago. True dad joke. Da, 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 da. Nice first love. Starting to rebuild the deck next week. Smoked turkey tails and greens and green beans, maybe in your navy beans. Yeah, man. So like I said, I don't take the tails off of the turkeys I cook, and I don't buy turkey tails. Though I know where I can get them if necessary. But I use the turkey necks that I harvest from the turkeys that I smoke for Thanksgiving. Maria says, "Yeah, I've heard about swarm. I mean, moving my arm, I feel it. The spot, the area where I got the shot. But other than that, no. Of course, it's tender to the touch, but I don't have any bruising or anything like that. But my skin is a little darker than others, maybe. Uh, Free boss lady wants it gone. Dash only till. Well, man, please. He said he can deliver it. I appreciate that, but I am more than willing to come and get it. Uh, B says his parents have both had side effects. That being that they had you. B, was that the side effect? Uh, where do you get the sales? The farmers market in Laurel. Well, there's one closer to you in Upper Marlboro, I'm sure, but I've seen them there. Um, Turkey butts, but I get we use the necks. The necks actually have some meat. The turkey butts, there's more fat on it than there is meat. So I'll wait till tomorrow. Not more sore. Kind of made me sleepy, but it wasn't bad. I didn't get much sleep the night before. I was a little. I just daylight savings kind of threw me off, and I was staying up later, which is the exact opposite of what most people have with the effects of daylight savings. Uh, Excuse me. Mm-mm-mm. FOH talking about that was a blessing. B, whatever, man. Darnell says you can get smoked turkey tails at the grocery store. It depends, Darnell, on where you are, man. Not everybody can get them there. Smoked pork neck bones are also good. Kevin says gives that thickness from the bone marrow. Okay. Yeah, tire smoke. Definitely the Dutch market. The Amish. It's not Dutch. It's Amish. Um, they definitely do. At least the one in Laurel. I go down there every couple weekends, basically, and beef bacon, turkey bacon, uh, beef sausage, beef hot dogs. Sometimes I'll get some lamb every now and again. It kind of just depends on what I see when I get to the meat counter, how many people were there. Because, yo, the one in Laurel, man, it'd be crazy packed. We talked about the smokers at Meadow Creek, and I have a grill, a Meadow Creek grill, and I like it. Man, I'm just sitting here thinking 16, 32, 62, 64. Yep. Mm. That might be it for tonight. Maria says less likely in California as smoked turkey tails at the grocery store. Agreed. Meadow Creek has an auction coming up in April. Uh-oh, really? I might have to save my pennies. California has too many dang laws. Yeah. Thank you, Marcus. Marcus is a great show as always. Have a great rest of your week. You have a great rest of your week as well, sir. Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Jamie, for hanging out. And definitely appreciate you guys. More than you know. More than you know. So, definitely be easy. And if I don't talk to you, which I don't know how, I won't, good luck this weekend. So, I feel bad, Laura. Like, and it's different places, of course, around the country, different strokes for different folks, basically. But there in California, there are lots and lots of restrictions. Mm. All right, one last push. If you haven't already hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could. I would like to get to 50 likes tonight, 50 thumbs up. Captain Newbie says, good night, all. Gerald says, what's the alcohol volume on those? So the coffee is 4%. 4% alcohol by volume, so it's not very much. And the blonde, I think, is like 4.2. It's normal-ish. Oh, 5%. I mean, it's not gonna knock you down, but I've had 4 of them, 2 of each. So I got my second round, Marcus. I got my second round done. Hey Jamie, you too. Rhea said, "Am I into fishing?" Yes and no. I go fishing with my father-in-law from time to time, but we go up to Cape Cod. Though this year he wants to go fishing somewhere else. I'm not telling the boys yet. My taste test number 1 and 2, but we're going to take them with us this year. We were supposed to take them last year, and we see how that turned out. So, yeah. Gerald says, okay. Maria says, thumbs up equals done. Thank you very much. I see 50 thumbs up. I am so very grateful that you guys have done that. Definitely. Mubu says, weak beer. I need 8.4, man. Freaking Molson. This is not Molson Triple X. Sipping an Hennessy margarita made by my husband. That's what's up. Hennessy and margarita, just 2 things that I would not expect to go together in a sentence, no doubt. Um, excuse me. I'm not all that big of a fan of Hennessy. It gives me the Henny face where you just be like, you take a shot and you be like, man, it's just something about Hennessy. Not for me. Mm-mm. Just shivering thinking about it. Jimmy says there are things you can't see and get here in South Carolina, but I feel lucky. We don't have many restrictions on what we can do. Yeah. Mubu says Triple X was 7.2. Look, I'm just saying something higher in alcohol content by volume than what we have or what I have here. Maria said he's heavy-handed with the Hennessy. That's a no for me, dog. Oh goodness, I I drank. Ooh, man, when when Thug Passion first came out, man, that's when I was drinking Hennessy back in the late '90s. Yeah, late '90s, early 2000s. Freaking Hennessy. Oof, shudder. Like I said, just thinking about it. Maria said he's heavy-handed. Mm, man, time to go outside and sober up. Freaking heavy pour of Hennessy. Boost is emotional. Gross. I have not had it in 20 some odd years, so I don't give me the line. Blind Man Cooking says I'm thinking of offering chicken drums for catering. Do you have any experience? Just doing drumsticks. So usually the drumsticks are connected to a thigh, and you have to cut the thigh off, and to me, it's a time thing. So I time different things and see how long this took versus that took, and if I can have a little helper while I kind of stand off to the side, I'm all for it. Taste Lesson number 3 has been really stepping it up and helping us in the kitchen, so that's good. But man, we shall see what happens, what goes on. Maria says they go together if you're not too much into tequila. I will take your word for it. Experience with chicken drums for catering? I won't say none, but excuse me. I do more whole chickens than I do like pieces or quarters or anything like that. Just for my ease on my end. Jimmy says can't do Hennessy. Not sure why. Some brandy and cognac I can. I don't know either, man. But I'm telling you, same thing uh with the lightning. That first bit is super duper strong, and you don't necessarily want that first bit, so you let some of that drop off, and then you go back and you take what you can get, and then jump out. Oh man. Excuse me. I don't do whiskeys. Blackout every time. Every single time, B says. Shoot. Mm-mm-mm. it's not necessarily a good thing be to black out. I mean, thank goodness you were home, but still. Can you imagine if that balcony was open? We'd be talking about B in the past tense. Excuse me. Boo Boo says I need another coffee beer. Nope. Nope. Not gonna do it. Tire Smoke says good night, y'all. Hey Tire Smoke, if you could, follow me on Instagram. That's usually the easiest way to get in touch with me. Either that, or you can send a message to the PO box with a phone number. But I use forever stamps, so, and they're really old. So if you need to or whatever, just put it in the mail. Maria, I am in Maryland. Nah, B, I didn't see you bottling sauces, but I think I saw you cooking sauces or something. Your wife was in the car and you popped out and you were stirring the sauce. Starbucks espresso with Miller Lite top with whipped cream. What am I doing with my life, I guess? What? Starbucks espresso with Miller Lite top with whipped cream. Oof. Maria said I keep forgetting time difference. Yes, it is. It's almost 11 o'clock, and I've been up for quite some time. Take pity on me. I'm tired. I'm trying to stay here until midnight. Excuse me. Whew. Moo Boo, what's so funny? Yep. I'm like the gray hair hunter. I go in my beard and specifically pull out only the gray hairs, especially the ones that I can see. It's not working, by the way. It's definitely not working. Just watching. Oh, Moo Boo, I'm glad your connection is working. Maria, they're doing fine, actually. Here, let's do this. Oh, excuse me. Content. Trying to get the video for tomorrow for you guys that are still here. Here's the video for tomorrow. And Maria, to answer your question, they are doing just fine. I forgot to order more stickers and labels tonight. Always fun. I can't find anyone that sells a dry as well as like you. I get all the blocks. I can get blocks too. Oh, they were like pellets. I don't know why they were that way. But yeah, they were like little pellets. Little dry ice nuggets. Mubu says, okay, back to earlier. With the leftovers, would you try to make things like meat pies to resell on your menu? I'm not gonna rule it out, but I don't think so. Dealing with kids and glitter is bad enough. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Maria, my oldest son is virtual. My younger two are in person. All right, guys, I am going to be getting out of here soon. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Goodness. Excuse me. B says, I'm afraid the blocks would burn the meats. Definitely agree there. Nah, B. B says he's afraid the blocks would burn the meats. Nah, you just have to be mindful that whatever block your knife set comes in, you get rid of those knives. Wow, Jimmy. I'm headed there. Try to catch you in the chat next week. Take care. God bless. Yes, indeed. I was just trying to hold off. Wanted to finish reading through some of the stuff, but yeah. I'm definitely gonna lay down and I'll be asleep. I know I made it 2 hour mark. That is my goal when I do these 2 hours. Man. I don't think I could drink. Oh, excuse me. I don't think I could drink another one. Good night, guys. Boo boo. All good. Sugar in the beer has its flaws. Yeah. I also just need to try it. I try to get some rest the night before. It does not always work out. Not at all. Yeah. Quick there. Will do. Hey, look, guys, thank you so very much for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button for me. I would greatly appreciate it if you could. I'm not even going to talk anymore. All right, guys, thank you again. I'll see you next time.